In this video, we're going to be looking at how we can calculate the area of different 2D shapes. One of the most important things to do first of all is to identify the name of each shape. Identifying the name will then direct us into which formula we're going to use to calculate its area later on. So looking at number 1, this is a rectangle. It's a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of equal length sides, with 2 pairs of parallel lines and 4 right angles. The second one is a triangle. It is a 3-sided shape. Number 3 is a parallelogram. A parallelogram is also a quadrilateral, a 4-sided shape with 2 pairs of parallel lines and opposite sides are equal. And the final one is a trapezium. A trapezium is also a quadrilateral, but it has only 1 pair of parallel lines. In its basic form, in order to calculate the area of a shape, we find out how many unit squares there are within it. Here I can see that for the first shape, the rectangle, I have 3 rows of 5. 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15, but I could have also got this by 5 times by 3. In other words, base times by height. This gives me 15. One of the key things about area is its units. Because I counted how many unit squares there were within the rectangle, the units will be units squared. For the area of a triangle, the area is exactly half of the rectangle drawn around it. So 10 times by 9 and then half of that answer will give me a half of 10 is 5 and 5 times by 9 is 45. Because this was measured in centimetres, the units will be centimetre squared. For the parallelogram, if I was to cut this section off that I've marked off in red and move it onto the other side, it would give me a rectangle. So to work out the area of the parallelogram, it's the same as working out the area of a rectangle. So 10 times by 9. That gives me 90 centimetre squared. For the final shape, if I was to copy the trapezium, flip it over, and join it up to the original shape, I would have 2 trapeziums which would make a parallelogram. Because I use the same trapezium, this length is 4 centimetres, and this length is 9. And the height between them is still 9. To work out the area of the whole parallelogram, I want to multiply the base. So 9 plus 4 by the height. This gives me 13 times by 9, which is 117. Now because I copied the trapezium, I need to half my answer to get rid of the second trapezium. So a half of 117 is 58.5. And the units, So in summary, the area of a rectangle can be found by multiplying the base with the perpendicular height. A triangle can be found by a half of the base times by the perpendicular height. A parallelogram will be base times by the perpendicular height. And for any trapezium, I need to add the 2 parallel sides together, so A plus B, times it by its height, and then half my answer.